Thank you. Thanks so much. Welcome to More Up North. I'm Shannyn Moore, and I'm really excited this week. We've got BIll Scannell coming on to talk about the privacy issues of walking through airports right now. Most Alaskans fly. If you don't, you probably should. And we've got a great panel to talk about oil and gas. I promise it won't be boring. It's going to be very exciting. And we have a great panel set up. So anyway, enjoy the show. Thank you so much. I love sincere applause. I wait all week for it. And you can be part of it too. You can come down to Bernie's Bungalow on Thursday nights for our taping. And we'd love to have you here and participate with us. Tonight I'm really lucky. I have a friend, BIll Scannell, friend term used loosely, really. No, I'm kidding. He's an international strategist and a publicist based in Anchorage. I don't know what that's about. Why would you? Oh, well, I guess the internets are magic now. He is an ex-foreign correspondent who covered Eastern Europe and Southern Africa for over 2 decades before hanging up his flak jacket and going into PR. He spent most of the George W. Bush years in Washington, D.C., defending privacy and civil liberties. Well, there was some job security for you. Criminy. He is considered one of America's foremost advocates for the right to travel freely and for sane airport security. So unless we're going to, at all the screening points, start giving DRE exams and calling it socialized health care, I think I'm hearing people saying, please save me, after this recent blow up your junk guy. I can't say his name, okay? He's the fruit of the boom wearing guy on this flight. So BIll Scannell, welcome to the show. And
thank you,
this has really sort of spawned a whole new, let's get up in your business and see it all naked.
People are prepared to give up all the privacy and all their rights. Mommy, make me feel safe. Give them a 50-cent coupon to get a cheap Snickers bar, and they'll give you their social security number, date of birth, and mother's maiden name. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right, because the simple fact of the matter, Shannyn, is that doing security theater is very, very easy, but catching bad guys is very, very hard.
Well, if we say, okay, obviously we had the shoe bomber, and then all of a sudden we're all willing to take off our shoes and walk through God knows what kind of foot fungus land the jungle is that you have to go through. And occasionally you get flagged over and they want to feel and make sure that those are indeed underwires in your bra. I mean, we're already going through this. Giving away a bottle of water so I can buy a new $6 bottle of water. All these sort of things. And they're not seeming to make us safer, which, if people were actually truly safe from giving up these sort of things, there's the question. It's not even effective.
Where do you, it's not effective, and where do you escalate things to? How far do you go? Because the simple fact is that if a couple of bad guys can spend $4,000 and it costs the American taxpayer in overreaction and security theater $400 billion, every time something happens, we just simply can't afford that. We poured all that in blood and treasure into the deserts of the Middle East. We can't afford that. We have to be smart about this. And when we look at who's pushing these nude child porn machines that they want to put in airports, it's none other than Michael Chertoff, right. George W. Bush's former head of Homeland Security. These devices that they are trying to make us put into our airports and truly give up some of our innermost secrets. I mean, I know you probably don't want to see me naked, but I don't want anyone seeing my children naked. The US government should be in the business of eliminating child pornography and not creating it.
And that's basically, I mean, I know this could sound rash to some people who are like, I don't want to be on a plane that blows up. And frankly, I don't want to be, I don't even like to be on a plane at all. I'm just so grateful when it lands. I don't even care if I got peanuts or pretzels. But in looking at this, I worry that, you know, I'm one of those liberals that think that there are people in the Middle East and people all over the world that actually want to kill Americans.
There are bad guys
There
out
are
there.
people that want to kill Americans.
There's
This
a
isn't-
percentage chance greater than zero of bad guys
Right.
out there trying to do us harm.
More people want to kill Americans than make us, you know, rich, or give us health care for that matter. So in looking at this, I mean, I'm at a point now where it's like, is this, if we go through these machines that give nudie pictures of us,
And can be downloaded and transferred to the internet,
and
sure.
emailed, etc.
Absolutely.
Okay, at what point then do people behind the scenes that are doing really important work, that are doing translating and listening and listening to maybe, oh, I don't know, somebody's father in Nigeria. I realize he was a banker and people don't listen to Nigerian bankers much anymore, but that his son had become, you know, he's drinking the Kool-Aid and you need to watch him. Are those important jobs going to be less taken care of if they're like, well, we're just going to look at everybody naked?
Well, let's look at what happens at office buildings around the country, right? There's a security guard there who makes you show your ID. Nothing is done with it, right? It's a compliance test. Well, we check the ID.
Right, they'll show it to us.
Yeah, we show up at the airport.
They must be patriots.
There's a guy, hopefully with a GED, you know, there with his glow-in-the-dark flashlight and Roger Ramjet Jr. decoder ring, looking to make sure that Osama bin Laden's not sitting in seat 14E ordering a special meal. But none of these things actually works. What works are the things that we've already done. We have hardened the cockpit doors. Nobody is going to get inside a cockpit. And the most important thing is that before 9/11, we all knew that if we were on an airplane and it got hijacked, we were supposed to sit down, shut up, and wait for our free mojitos in Havana. Now we know something very different. On the 13th of September 2001, we knew that if a plane was hijacked, we were all going to die. And that's why the testicle bomber, you know, was taken out by passengers. Every time somebody coughs the wrong way or reaches for their carry-on bag, they're leapt on by people.
Right.
You don't need air marshals. The new sky marshal up there is you, Shannyn Moore.
Right, and if you say hi, Jack, to your friend, you
Right.
might get tackled.
Sure.
I mean, this is awkward, even if you're like, hi,
Right.
John,
Right.
because that's what you got now.
Exactly, and these nudie nude machines, these child porn generation devices out there, let's talk about what they don't do. They cannot see underneath skin, so that means you can hide things under pendulous breasts, or very large bellies, or behind one's naughty bits. And let's say that we start doing taint checks, for lack of a better phrase, right?
Right.
People
Call it
will start
healthcare.
using healthcare.
I'm telling you, call it
Right.
healthcare, and no one will want it.
Supermax prisons are full. Supermax prisons are full of drugs and weapons.
Right.
And we
how
can't
do they get in
keep-
there again?
Quite.
Right.
So-
So now we're going to have cavity checks, and I don't mean your teeth. I mean, that's where we're coming to.
So
And-
the
and
world is not safe.
So suck
big-
it up
big
and just
surprise.
fly and just.
And be an American. And be proud.
You know,
and
do you
carry
remember
on.
when Americans weren't quite so wussy?
Look at the Brits during the Troubles. Lest we forget, the Troubles involved blowing up large amounts of downtown London. And people carried on. Look at how they behaved during the Blitz. Look at
Yeah, but
how
they've
we
got
as
more
Americans
cameras
behave.
than anywhere now.
Well,
I
now
mean,
they do.
You can't even scratch your butt without getting it on YouTube.
And
over
what do
there.
they do? What do they truly accomplish in terms of lowering crime? Nothing. They've given up all their freedom, all their privacy, and it's now one great morass of nothing.
So,
And I don't want that because, you know, I'm not English. I'm American. Damn it.
I understand.
Sure.
And you know, Alaska has such great privacy laws.
Yes, we
I
do.
wonder, is there anything that we can? I know that you worked very hard on the Real ID here, and we were able to basically defeat you having a chip in your wallet, saying where you were at all the time. But we did defeat that. But is there anything we can do with, I don't know, the Dead Stevens International Airport, or if they decide to put those in, then I mean, we've gotten to a point in this country where they've made women drink their own breast milk out of bottles to ensure to someone with a GED that I'm quite sure doesn't speak English as their first language. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Don't go crazy. Write your letters, whatever. But And we stand for that. And we go, oh, yeah, we're going to do, or you're going to have to take off your kid's diaper, or you're going to have to take off your grandma's diaper and take her out of the wheelchair to show them. And at some point, we just have to say, this isn't working. Just give me an aisle seat, please.
Well, I know
Lots
all
of
of this
legroom.